Welcome along, ladies and gentlemen, to another Grand Prix. Today we are in Germany at the Euro Speedway Lausitz for round 2 of the FJ Series. After the pure and utter chaos of Bahrain, this race does have a lot to live up to. Now, the circuit itself has 14 turns and has been in use since 2000, also built with an oval similar to that of Pocono Raceway, which we are fortunately not running today. And with unpredictable weather as well as the racing hanging in the air, let's get down to Kai, who has the grid order.
I do have a grid order for you. It's a quite surprising one. So, on pole position we have Bivona. Great lap from the aspiring Italian, and he finally showed his talent, in my opinion. You have Einar Arons, championship contender. He's only 5 points away from Andrew Mondragon, who is still leading the way, and he's really going for having a shot at the title. Then the rest of the group have Fascia, Schäfer, Granville, Pico della Mirandola, Weber, Mortadini, Jing, Regis, Waltrip, Tommaso, Ferraz, Tunde, Thomas, Herwood, Toogood, Valyak, Mondragon, the championship leader, absolutely botted qualifying. I don't know what I'm saying. Bishop, Atkinson, Blanc, Long, Clark, and Valcino rounds off the grid. I suppose we're ready for the 5 red lights to come along.
Yeah. The drivers begin to have their engines. We only have 4 sets. We only have 4 lights here, but that will do. All 4 are on, and we are underway as the lights go green. And it's a very good start from Arons from second place. Who's going to be up the inside of Bivona going into turn 1, and Fascia is also somewhat in there. Arons goes down the inside of the mid-contact and he spins. Arons has spun, and it is a huge pile up at the first corner.
And Clark is out.
That's a wheel gone. It is Clark in the Campos Racing HRT car, but that was never going to work from Arons. He was just too far back, and he spun into the pack. Absolute chaos. Anyway, Bivona has retained the lead. Isaac Fascia is up into second, and David Granville starting 6th is up into 3rd. So we just have to kill the AI car.
Yeah, pardon.
Not too many places to do it because it is quite an open track.
Oh, for God's sake. You know what? Let's just keep it like that.
So, back to the action. We have Granville in 3rd. Weber started 8th. He's up to 4th position already. So we have managed to somewhat kill the car.
Yeah, I was just going to keep it like that. It won't give her a yellow flag. So anyways, sorry for that. Now,
back to the action. And this really long corner here, you don't see many overtakes, but you do see an awful lot of mistakes. And I'm surprised as to how many cars do actually have their front wings intact, because that was an absolute traffic jam there. As Eber Valyak might go up the inside of Babatunde here.
A bit of contact there, but
somewhat tries to push him out of the way. Right. Oh, there's one gone. Valcino. And this will probably be at turn 1.
Yeah, this is turn 1. Oh, Arons was spun round. Oh no. Again. Oh,
this is. Oh wow! So this is Blanc and Bishop, and oh dear,
this is
Blanc gets pushed. Blanc gets pushed into the back of Bishop,
yeah,
and then spins
around. It was a
around.
sandwich. He was with his wing up in Babatunde, and Bishop just
total sandwich, and just spins round, and there we go. Disaster for them. For the Arden team.
Another Arden without a front wing. Oh dear. This time it's
so
Adam
still not with Arons. This is probably at this corner again. Has he just run into the back of his teammate here?
No, this is turn 1. Okay, so we can witness turn 1. Thomas just sends it.
Thomas comes across Tunde sideways. How have some of these guys still got front wings on?
Yeah, this is
unbelievable.
Clark. Oh wait, this is Schäfer. He started 4th.
Chauffeur. Oh, he got pushed. He just got pushed there. But I mean, he got pushed out of the contact. Then in came Clark with enormous impact into the back of Regis there.
And there's Clark absolutely blind into turn 1.
He started 25th, and he's going to end his Grand Prix in 26th with no right front tyre. Either way, that's Arons, who's had a torrid first lap. Let's see what happened to him. Torrid first lap for Arons. He started 2nd, went for the move on the inside. It seems he's been punted out the way here by Waltrip.
I think that was in turn 1 as well. He had a
We'll have a look at turn 1 again. Yeah, he gets spun into turn 1 and gets a hit from Sandra Gradin.
Into him. She gets pushed into him because look what happens behind.
Well, I mean, Gradin is. Everyone in front is trying to brake, and everyone behind can't see it. They're still going at normal speeds while everyone else is braking. Granville just sliding his way through, as was his teammate.
Gee.
Fantastic stuff. Either way,
Yeah, that's still getting killed. Fascia has closed up to Bivona and so does
Bivona, Fascia
Granville.
and Granville are all very close together, as you said. And Fascia might fancy a move into turn 1. Bivona goes slightly defensive, so that was the end of that intention. But Fascia and Granville still sticking with
Mortidini and Picodella.
the race leader, and Rotidini Picodella Miranda still going for it, as there's Atkinson going around the outside of Thomas at turn 3. Lovely overtake there, and that is 4 points. That is for 10th position. Remember, in the feature race, the top 10 score points, and in the sprint race, the top 8 score points. Of course, the higher up you finish, the more points you'll get.
Also,
now on to the back straight.
Also, one thing that I noticed about the sprint race point system is just the normal feature race point system is just that, you know, you take out P1, P2 points, and that's it.
Yeah.
They weren't creative.
Thomas looked a little bit wide here, and now we're onto the back straight, connecting turns 8 and 9, both very long corners. Turn 9 is slightly faster, and both longer, and Mortidini has sent one and almost spins the car around, but he's held onto the position. Lovely stuff here from Mortidini to get past Picodella and Mirandola as we go back to the front. Bivona is not pulling away from this lot here. We have 16 laps with, I believe, 1 pit stop to come.
Yeah.
One mandatory pit stop as Granville is going up the inside of Fascia as they go over the crest at the final corner and onto the oval part of the circuit. Granville is on the inside of Fascia as they go on to the start-finish straight now, past all the grid slots and across the line, and Fascia's managed to get the position. Here's Vaughan now. Is Granville going to send one up the inside? No, he doesn't. He sits in behind, having witnessed the chaos at turn 1 already.
Waltrip might send one into turn 1.
Waltrip is having one here. They don't spin, and Waltrip has got past Mortadini
and
with a lovely overtake.
Trying to make a move on Picodella Mirandola.
And Ching up the inside of Picodella Mirandola now on the outside at turn 4. We'll turn it to the inside in turn 5 in the snail section here, but the Italian holds on to it as Thomas and Atkinson are going wheel to wheel again down the back straight at the end of turn 5 towards turn 6. And now into turn 6 and 7, and it's an absolute car park as Atkinson was going very slowly. Tommaso getting held up by him, and now here comes Thomas up the inside into turn 8. But he's going to lose the place to Atkinson. He's going to lose the place to Ferrers, and he might even lose a place to Mondragon. But no, he's got the position of Mondragon, but still, he's lost 2 places. It's down to 12th.
Also, Mondragon, the climb this man has. And then there's Mondragon on the inside of Thomas.
So Mondragon is already up into 11th place. What a start from him, from the championship leader. He's seen Aaron's get spun round, and now he's taking advantage of it. So when it looked like Aaron's going to extend his championship lead significantly, he might very much be the opposite here. As here we go with the 2 teammates of Mondragon and I believe Thomas. Too Good assaulting Thomas.
Bishop and Eva
Valyak and Bishop going very close together. Again on that crest, it's easy to run wide, and then you can send it up the inside as quick as you want because they're not going to get the line back if they want to keep their speed. And Eva Valyak is still side by side. Meanwhile, Ferraz and Tommaso going side by side. Tommaso's got to be careful here. Remember, his team are second in the championship, and he goes round the outside of Ferraz at turn 3. Great overtake, and he's up into the points now, into 10th position. So good stuff from him, his teammate Weber. So currently
the lead. Bivona dropped to 3rd. Oh no, but there's a bit of a pile-up now.
Oh, almost 3 wide going into this. Look at this. Weber, he was 4th a corner ago, and Weber is trying to take the lead. But no, Bivona comes back, and Bivona has somehow got us.
Look at Waltrip now. Look at the exit. Waltrip got out of the
corner. Bivona somehow got into the lead, and as you said, yes, Waltrip has got a great exit, and Fascia has gone from 1st down to 5th in the space of a couple of corners and a straight, and Waltrip is not. We just have to check the AI's dead. It is still dead. Waltrip is not hanging around, and he's got past Fascia. It's great stuff from Waltrip here. Fascia might send one up the inside here on the Dams Red Bull. No, sits in behind in the Russian time. I think sensibly to do so, but the top 2 have broken away from Granville a little bit, and Weber here, I believe,
on the outside.
Weber's home race, I believe. He'll be looking to make an impression on the fans. There's an enormous grandstand here.
Yeah, I mean, the last time Weber was on the podium for Dakar Team Lazarus in the sprint race, so he's really showing himself today.
Weber's really close before it goes defensive. She goes defensive. Weber already doesn't care though. He's up the inside of turn 2. Can he go around the outside of turn 3? Yes, he can. And Weber, the German, takes the lead. Takes the lead here at Euro Speedway Lausitz, and Granville is trying to make amends here and get past Bivona as well. So Vivona's race, she's just not been able to pull away, and look what it's doing. She's constantly under attack from other drivers. Meanwhile, here's Waltrip on Granville. This corner is quite a difficult one because you do have to turn and brake at the same time. If you want an ideal lines wide, goes Isaac
very
Fasher.
aggressively. He's losing the Granville.
Oh, I thought that was going to be a spin there for Granville. Waltrip backed out of it. And now look at Fasher all over the back of it.
And there's Mortidini and
Piccodello Miranda side by side. Not side by side, sorry, just in the background.
Fasher so those guys on Waltrip.
These top 5 are providing us with some great battles. Fasher drifting the car through the corner. And look at Mortadini now, has got an amazing run. Mortadini's on the outside. Is he going to end one? He's closer in the braking zone, almost loses the car, has to correct it, and has actually gained time on Waltrip and Fasher through that corner. So now this has become a top 6 fight, and Piccodello Miranda is about 3/10 behind, so maybe top 7.
Top 7, and so it's going to become a top 8, top and
quite
10.
A gap back to Jixing. Meanwhile, these guys are all still at it, as Tunde goes up the inside of Laura Toogood here. Let's see how this turns out. And Toogood has got the position, it seems. Tunde will sit in the slipstream. Tunde seems to be Tunde is Campos' last hope for points this race after Clerk crashed out at the first corner. As Atkinson and Ferris going side by side. Atkinson, some great drive around the outside.
And look
Atkinson
at this.
And we've got an absolute cluster here as David Granville and Waltrip have been caught and are seemingly being passed by Mortadini and Piccodello Miranda here. Look at Granville trying to get back past Waltrip here. Waltrip getting the position away from him.
And Miranda tries to send him onto Mortadini.
Oh, his Jixing maybe, but no, Piccodello Miranda gets really good traction and is now up the inside of not 1 but 2 cars at turn 8. Granville's going to hold on to this one around the outside.
Mortadini loses multiple positions.
Not quite. Mortadini is now being attacked by Ferraz here and by Tommaso. It's all kicking off here as Atkinson drifts his car around. Ferraz goes around the outside of Mortadini. Absolutely sensational pass from him, and Mortadini's down to 10th.
And look at the train we have right now.
We now have about a 12-car battle for position as Piccodello Miranda goes up the inside of Waltrip and takes 4th position. That's the highest that he's run all this race.
And now Atkinson also joins the nice battle. Jixing has a bit of contact with Waltrip. Nearly sends him into a spin.
Yeah, almost punting Waltrip into a spin. Still holding on around the outside, but the outside will give you more speed, but the inside is where you want to be through this corner. Meanwhile, Fasher and Viva are side by side as Viva lost the lead. Fasher's on the inside. They make a contact. Viva now on the inside. Can he go around the outside? No. Yes, he can. I thought Fasher had covered it off, but he hasn't. And now Fasher is around the outside. Now has the inside for turn 5. And Fasher's taken 2nd place. Very nice driving from him. And oh my word, is this a cluster.
Look at the battles. Have pulled away a bit from this pack. Jixing is now the leader.
Jixing has got ahead of his teammate. Somehow.
I mean, yeah, Granville making mistakes.
Granville might lose another position here to Tommaso. That is a brilliant shot on the straight, just showing how many cars are fighting for position right now.
Mondragon and Mortadini and Toogood in the middle as well. Nearly 3 wide. Oh, long pumps.
Oh, that's Tunde up the inside. Look at that from Tunde. Trying to get 2 places in one. They're 3 abreast. On the exit of turn 8 and towards turn 9, we've got Tunde and Long still side by side. Mortadini's lost out in all of that. Tunde on the outside of Long, and now being attacked by fire, but he goes round the outside of Long. That is, I think, a pretty good move there. Drifting the car around the outside, as now here comes Jixing on the inside of Waltrip.
Tommaso very aggressively onto Ferraz, nearly spun out.
Jixing trying to force his way through. He's now on the outside, seemingly lost the position as Tommaso and Ferraz go side by side. Ferraz has been one of the stars of the race so far, with his amazing overtakes. Can he go around the outside of Tommaso here? He's got better traction. Yes, he can. Sensational stuff from
Mondragon
Ferraz.
Side by side. Mondragon is in the points.
Mondragon's literally gone from 20th to 10th. He's halved his grid position, but he's going to sit in behind in 11th for now. Just being patient. Although Tunde is getting close with Toogood. But Tunde loses out and has actually lost a place to Longer. So the inside line at turn 3, there seems to be really no grip there or something at that corner, because we've not seen anyone really hold a position apart from Fasher on the inside there.
Fasher is catching up to Vivona, speaking of the devil. No,
finally, everything seems to have calmed down a little bit. Finally,
you say that, but you have a huge train of like.
This is the battle for 10th position, actually. Yeah, all these guys are in a train for 10th.
Oh, Bishop loses. Oh, Bishop have a Valyak.
Bishop got really sideways there, big fishtail through the corner, and Valyak was ready to pounce, but it actually turned out not to work out for Ava Valyak because Bishop shut the door on her promptly.
And there's Sheffer, a home man, spun at turn 1 and he's trying to regain position. Doesn't even manage to overtake Ava Valyak. That he's still at 18th.
And now he's under pressure from Thomas. Thomas has dropped an awful lot of places. Thomas was running in the top 10 quite comfortably, now running in 19th position. Really not great stuff. Tunde and Long almost side by side here. If Long goes wide, Tunde's going to be up the inside. But no, Long takes a tight line through the corner, opting for a better line rather than better traction out of the corner.
Yeah, but Tunde still has the slipstream, but Ferraz and Tommaso. Tommaso really the star of the first few races.
Indeed, he's trying to go around the outside of Tommaso. Oh, he's been pushed 2 places there, and he might lose 3 if he can hold this. If he can't hold this one, but he does it. He is able to hold on to it. Mondragon frustrated again. He's still not running in the points.
I mean, it's like Mondragon is running in the points for a moment, and he immediately loses it.
Yeah, he's running in the points for a few seconds, and then it's over. Now onto the widest part of the circuit. They can use all of it if they want. Look how wide it is here. Going into turn 6 now. Long and Tunde.
Valyak.
Oh, it's a spin as Valyak, and there's a front wing on Thomas gone. His day goes from bad to worse.
As
big hit there.
Halfway through the race, and there we go.
So here's on board with Thomas. We're going to see Valyak. I think this is probably just with Valyak and with... so Valyak does go down the inside of Ethan Bishop.
Oh, she just
spins around. She ran too wide and clipped into him. And then bang.
Yeah, that's gonna
It's
be
unfortunate for Thomas. I mean, he was in already in a race of his own. He probably has significant damage already, seeing as his pace is so poor. These are all the guys who lost parts of their car. We're just rounding off the guys who are...
Fascia's taken in the Pico della Miranda.
Oh, that's wide from Viber. Here goes Pico della Miranda. And Pico della Miranda, who got pole position in the sprint race in Bahrain, wasn't able to convert it into a podium, is trying to do so here on Weber, the home hero here so far, who's running in 3rd, the German. He will not be willing to give up the position as Pico della Miranda goes very wide at turn 4,
and now Weber, with
14.
a very good run through the overpart, now has a very huge chance of overtaking Bivona. He doesn't send it just yet. Turn 1 is not the best place to make overtakes, but he's very close.
Pit window, is the pit window going to open soon? We've just crossed onto lap 10 of 16.
I suppose it will open, but it will open for sure. But I don't know
how late
exactly
will it open. That's the thing. So Weber in the slipstream of Bivona here, going down towards turn 6, a place you can definitely overtake. Bivona going slightly defensive already, turning in, probably having seen Weber all over her rear wing. Now Weber a bit of a drift through that corner. Better drive, much better drive than Bivona, who got sideways on the curb there. Is Weber going to send one going into turn 9? It's definitely possible to overtake it, and he's up the inside into turn 9, and Weber has taken 2nd position away from Bivona and blocks the exit.
Doesn't work.
But he doesn't do it. I thought he blocked her off, but no, Bivona goes back through. And Bivona on the inside now into turn 10, which is by far
Atkinson,
the preferable line. There's a 4-way battle here for 2nd place, and Fascia is seeing this in his mirrors and saying thank the Lord, because he's just pulling away. But Weber's got into 2nd place. And here comes Atkinson.
Now being attacked by Atkinson.
Atkinson trying to go around the outside of the Trident. Not quite able to do so. Not quite able to do so, but just slit in the slipstream. And Atkinson's got a really powerful slipstream compared to Pico della Miranda that's here. He sat in it. Does he lunge one up the inside? No, he's trying to go around the outside. Oh, they contact, and around goes the Trident.
He still kept
spinning
the engine
around
running,
goes
so
Pico della Miranda, who still holds 5th place.
Oh,
what's
Waltrip
doing?
Him.
Okay, Waltrip, that was a bit sketchy. I don't think he had to get out of the way. I think Pico della Miranda had enough speed.
I mean, you never know. But what?
I mean, it didn't. Oh my word!
Yeah, he just sent it and didn't leave Atkinson much room.
Atkinson had absolutely no room to go whatsoever. If he'd avoided him, he would have been off the circuit. Pico della Miranda does really well to spin that car back around and see on board Waltrip. He doesn't have to cut that. He doesn't have to cut that corner. I mean, he didn't really gain any time from it, but that is a weird decision by Waltrip. And now he's trying to get the position on the track this time on Pico della Miranda. Will Pico della Miranda have any damage from that?
I don't know, maybe some
Especially
bodywork
look
damage.
at he's
And there's Waltrip on the
tiptoeing through that
outside.
corner, and now here comes Tommaso up the inside of Waltrip, tucks back into the switchroom, and David Granville looking to make amends. He was now down to 8th. Is he going to go for a move here on Tommaso?
No, nobody going for a move except for Babatunde.
Except for Babatunde up the inside of 1 or 2 cars there, and is up into 12th place, the Nigerian.
And now
here
look at
comes
this
Granville.
train.
We've got Tommaso in this fight. Tommaso doesn't fancy just overtaking 1 car. He's overtaken 2 cars in a brilliant overtake at turn 10. He's overtaken Waltrip and Pico de Amanda, who are still side by side going now into turn 12. Waltrip on the outside, now turns to the inside for turn 13. It's 3 wide with Granville. It's an absolute car park. Look at how many cars are involved in this
And
fight.
this is all for
Everyone,
points.
all the way back, probably down to 18th position.
17.
Even down to 17th. Waltrip and Pico de Miranda are still going for it. Now, Pico de Miranda
And the
is going to be
Pico de
under
Miranda
attack here from Granville on the inside. It dies down the inside, runs
Granville
wide.
loses ground. And there's a spin.
Oh, there's a spin. That was a spin. That's a Russian time.
Oh no, Ferraz and Mortadini.
Ferris was one of the stars of the race so far. He's dropped down to 17th.
Mortadini as well. Both of them did very good.
Mortadini was running in the top 5 for the majority of the opening half of this race. Oh, it's a huge hit from behind.
Oh no, he look at this. Ferraz doesn't look in his mirrors. He covers off Mortadini and
I don't think Mortadini hasn't broken too late. Mortadini, and it just gets spun around. That's unfortunate. Mortadini doesn't break too late. Ferris just moves up.
yeah, look.
Presumably thought he was safe. That must have given.
Yeah, and then
That gave me quite a shock. I can't imagine what it would have done to Ferraz in the cockpit.
And they just stare each other off.
That is a awkward collision between those guys and
oh no.
Mortadini. Okay then. But back.
Oh.
Regis has had contact probably with. That is Thomas.
Oh,
What on earth? Thomas, what is that?
I mean, Regis.
Regis is on. He's even offline.
Yeah, and then Thomas had a
Regis has
apparently
already
brake
gone wide,
failure.
and Thomas just absolutely T-bones him.
That's gonna welcome to the 10-second club, I would say.
That'll be probably some penalty points for Thomas, and is not a smart move.
Viber, meanwhile.
Viber and Bivona have caught up to Fasher with only 4 laps to go after this one.
Bivona, Atkinson, pitting Waltrip, pitting Pico de la
So finally the pit window is open, and now look at this Chauffeur
in
Too good.
11th.
Tunde's got up into 9th. Chauffeur, having been spun around at turn 1, dropping all the way down to 4th, is up into 11th place and fighting for points. As
Mondragon is spinning, but he still thinks of
Mondragon's thinking of the inside, but no, where it was. Oh my word, it's raining.
Raining.
My word. It stopped immediately. Oh no, it hasn't. No, it's just raining really lightly. What is happening? So what tyres are they going to go onto here?
I don't think, I
don't think they brought wet tyres.
I mean, this mod doesn't have wet tyres, but just ignore that. Pretend they are
into the pits comes Bivona. Now the pit entry here is actually a separate layout, believe it or not. It's actually quite a weird complex. As Bivona comes into the pits, how's the pit stop? 5, 6, down 6 seconds. It's 3 cars all turn in simultaneously. That looked quite funny. 9.2 seconds. It's a pretty decent pit stop. It's not terrible. She's on her way as Valiak, Ferraz and Herbert going side by side. Remember the grip reduction they'll be having as it started to rain.
It's starting to rain heavier and heavier now.
Herbert trying to go around the outside. He's all over the track looking for a way past Ferraz in the Arden, but he's got to be careful as Valcino is right behind the other Arden car. Both were taken out on the first lap and both are running in the top 12, both yet to pit as well.
Yeah, now the 4.4 I think kilometers worth of this circuit are getting absolutely covered in the rain.
There's Herbert up the inside of Ferraz. It's starting to rain. It is starting to rain a bit harder now.
Yeah, you can see the drivers losing grip. Now the rest of the field is pitting. Fasher isn't. What strategy is Fasher on?
This is the pit lane for those wondering. It's very, very weird. But instead of turning right at turn 12, you go straight on. Have to turn a little bit for a kink left, then it's right, then left, and a long one.
Yeah, you gain time, but because of the speed limit in the pits, you It
Exactly.
compensates.
I don't know what Fasha's doing.
Welcome to the victory lane, Henrik Weber.
He stops. He's down quicker than Bivona was. Has to wait for his teammate and Granville. Oh dear.
9.10 has to wait
And
for
for
Tunde,
Tunde.
and for Tugu,
Oh, it's
and for
it's
Schäfer,
awful.
and for Bishop, and for Long.
Oh, it's all gone wrong. That's about I'd say 16
And
or so
there's
second
Valyak.
pit stop. And cuts in front of Eva Valyak somewhat. Tunde's been released.
And there's
Almost
his
into
teammate
Ferraz.
Tommaso.
Ferraz has to stop so he doesn't get hit.
Tommaso has jumped his teammate.
Oh my word.
Oh,
Oh, they're coming out the pits of water. Oh, they've hit each other. The two teammates hit into each other there.
That was like,
What was all that about?
that reminded me of the Abt Buemi incident.
After
from the
Buemi incident, exactly identical. Again, no significant damage on either car.
So we're gonna see the two Lazarus cars battle again.
They gotta be careful. They're both in the points. They're both ahead of Campos cars. There's only one remaining for crying out loud. And Henry Weber wants this position. He feels that race
Yeah.
win, or at least a podium, stolen from him just from having an early pit box.
That's still battle for the podium. That's battle for P2, mind you. Well, actually, no. Blanc
Well,
is
Blanc is
pitting.
pitting. Guadin,
But
Valcino.
Fasher's in the pits. This is
Fasha's
important.
finally run out of fuel and has to pit. As
I want
Fasha
that.
crosses on to lap 15 of 16. There's only 2 more laps to go after this one. Let's see, how's the pit stop? He's completely alone in the pit lane. Isaac Fasha is away after 8.6. It's a very good pit stop. As Herbert also.
Valchino staying
Does
out.
Valcino not have to pit here?
I don't know. If he doesn't, this is a master stroke from Marvin.
If Valcino didn't crash early enough, Valcino could win this race.
He's now passing
He's-
Fasher for
He's
the lead.
come out in the lead. What has happened here? Valcino was crashed into. Well, Herbert's in the pits.
So there's Waltrip. Oh, this is going to shake up the order so much. Atkinson. Wait, what? Can I please get? Thank you. Thomas and Atkinson.
Oh, Tommaso, lack of grip on the outside.
He tried to
not
make a
able to
move
get
on the
past.
outside, didn't quite work, and now Peter Miranda.
Tommaso in 7th. Weber's actually got ahead into 5th now, making amends.
This
We've
order
got
is
Zhixing,
so
we've
weird.
got Zhixing and Babatunde in the background as well, but let's cut to Valcino. Pitting or not? If he's not pitting, even if he pits on the last lap, he's going to win the race because it takes the same amount of time to cross the line for pitting and not pitting.
Can he do a Schumacher?
This is going to be ridiculous. What? I don't know when Valcino crashed though. Let's see. He's not pitting.
He's not pitting yet. Meanwhile, fastest lap to Corey Thomas.
After all that he's gone through, Thomas has got the fastest lap somehow as we're back into bone dry conditions.
Yeah, it's stopping to rain, so that was just.
And we've got a battle all the way from 5th down to 10th, being rounded off by Babatunde here.
Jean nearly loses it. This corner is very low grip for these cars.
It is really difficult. It's very difficult. So much understeer through the corner.
Tunde really eager to pass the Chinese driver now.
Tunde and Zhixing, there was a rivalry last race between them.
And look at
As
this.
Tunde goes up the inside,
And he gets
clean
it.
move, and he's got past. Before they even get past the final corner, the Campos is up into 9th, passing Zhixing.
White flag.
White
and
flag
now
here.
Valcino's
Valcino's fuel is really tight, but it's just, why did they pit the other car though? Both Ardens crashed out on the same lap, so I don't understand why they wouldn't do that with the other car.
I think it was because Valcino. I don't know. I think
So-
Herbert just pushed too much.
Very weird, because Valcino, he's driven sublimely well to make that car go 15 laps on one fuel load. He's done really, really well.
You know, Tunde and Piccola Mirandola have a nice battle, and Zhixing in the background.
And Zhixing is in this as well. This is for 8th position.
Meanwhile, mind you, if any of these cars spin out or something, Schäfer will score points as well.
Yes, he will.
Now
So now,
Fasher on the push for Valcino.
Fasher
Valcino's
is on the
losing
back of
time.
Valcino. He's only got 4 more corners to go to overtake this man, Valcino. I don't know what he's done. We completely ignored him because he crashed out on the first lap. It looked like he was going to be simply trotting around at the back of the order for the whole of the race. But as he rounds the final corner, Valcino is going to pull off one of the most miraculous races in MMS history, or FJ history, and going to win at Euro Speedway Lausitz from
Fasher
Isaac Fasher. And
repaints
Bivona also
himself.
gets a podium. Fascia with very big redemption here.
And there's Bivona. I mean, the Italian finally can celebrate.
Bivona finally gets himself some points.
Weber, this is close.
What could have been for Weber?
Pico Della Tunde, Ching, Sheffer not happy, Mondragon isn't happy as well. Long, too good, Granville, Valniak, Herbert, Bishop, Granen, Blanc, Ferraz, Aaron's absolutely gone.
Aaron started second, remember.
Reg is really struggling for that corner. I think he has some brake issues. This is the second time we see, and Granville now with the fastest
Granville
lap.
stealing away the fastest lap. Maybe it could be a fastest lap here. No, by a 10th. Yeah, Granville seems to have fastest lap written down. Remember, there are extra points. I believe there is an extra point.
Yeah,
for
2 extra points.
But did Granville finish in the top 10?
Oh, I don't know, but yeah, Granville fastest lap.
So that's race 1 done, and that was pretty damn chaotic.
No, Granville didn't finish in the points, but oh well.
So no points for fastest lap then.
Yeah, but still, you can be happy about it. Clerk being the only retirement in this beautiful race.
So we're not even done now. We have race 2 to go to. In terms of drop race, I mean, no one other than Mihail Valchino. What did he do to make that car go 15 laps?
I don't know. I don't know what he ate for breakfast, but it must be something good. To just pull this strategic decision, like, because yeah, that's true. Both of the Arden cars doing the same lap, but somehow Valchino can just lifting and coasting like this, and just realizing the strengths of the car, how to save fuel. He managed to pull himself up to the lead.
And there he is. He just ran out of fuel. Regis just passed him on the cooldown lap. He ran out of fuel.
Yeah, I mean that happens.
So really good stuff here from an AZ only real candidate. I mean the other ones, Weber drove very well today, just unfortunately his pit stop was so poor.
Yeah.
Atkinson did well. Chauffeur Tunde went from 15th to 9th. Chauffeur went from the back of the grid to 11th. Mondragon had a really good first few laps. And then just got progressively worse as the race went on.
I don't know. The bad of the race. I'm just going to disregard Regis and I'm just going to say Thomas. That was the only major incident in this race. And
yeah, but anyway, that's race 1 done. Join us very, very shortly for race 2 with a completely new qualifying order and hopefully a completely new race. So
right then, welcome to the sprint race. Oh dear, and it's raining. Oh boy, this is going to be an interesting race with rain now absolutely pouring onto the drivers' cars and onto the tarmac. I'm just going to take over the grid as James. Yeah, sure. Okay, so on pole position we have Mansell Clerk repaying himself after starting 25th, and we have Mihail Valchino in P2. I mean, this man, not only does he does a strategic masterstroke in the feature race. Now he's in P2. Then the rest of the grid had Tommaso, Fascia, once again very high. Regis, Aarons, Waltrip, Atkins, Piccola Miranda, Lavalier, Tunde, Long, Tugut, Herbert, Granville, Weber, Ferraz, Thomas, Bivona, Xing, Bishop, Mondragon again, absolutely dead in qualifying. Blanc, Graden, Mortidini, and Scheffer, who rounds off the grid. The German just he's not really feeling well. I think after having a poor feature race, a bit of heartbroken there. Anyways,
cheers for that. And here come the lights already. As you can see, it is absolutely pouring down. But all 4 lights are on, and we are green for the sprint race. And it's an excellent start from Valcino. It's actually a pretty terrible one for Clark, because look at Tommaso as well. Tommaso on the outside, and up the inside. Oh, they almost spin. There is a spin. That's Fascia
spins, but he's fine. And not
that's Babatunde's front wing off. Yeah, turn 1 as well. But compared to last race, they all got through pretty unscathed. So Clark maintains the lead despite a bad start. Valcino's in second, and it's an absolute cluster behind.
Yeah, we're gonna do this time. It will work.
Well, turn 1 compared to the first race, that was not terrible. There was a spin. Oh my word.
Yeah, ignore that.
Okay.
Mondragon. Oh, Mondragon. I think he was the one that spun.
No, that's Tunde's front wing off. So Mondragon, has he been spun? Oh dear.
That's the same for. Oh man.
So turn 5 again, turn 5 the killer corner.
Yeah, he was sandwiched between one of the racing engineering cars and
it goes from bad to worse for the former championship leader.
I'm just going to find Tunde, yeah, that's his front wing. Once again, a Campos loses a wing in turn 1. This time, luckily, just the wing.
Let's see at turn 1.
Waltrip just
he couldn't avoid Waltrip.
Yeah, Waltrip corrects it, but not in time for Tunde.
Waltrip very lucky still to have the rear wing on. It's a pretty big hit. Meanwhile, there's a 5-way battle for the lead already. Rain's already stopped, as you said. Now, Tommaso in the slipstream and Valcino, but Valcino is really toe off Clark and might go for a move into turn 9. Meanwhile, Weber and Waltrip are side by side, and Waltrip goes down the inside, and also trying to get Volyak, but isn't able to do it. And look at the other cars in the background getting such much better runs through the corner, as Clark did lose the lead to Valcino. This man, Valcino, is the king of the Lausitz ring. He won the feature race despite being in a first corner incident, and he's currently leading the sprint race and pulling away.
Not really getting the grip onto the oval, but he still has a slipstream onto Clark. He might make a move into turn 1 if he wants to risk it.
There is a dry line that has formed from that rain, and Tommaso's on the inside. He's on part of the track, and you see what that means, because Tommaso had a very big slide through turn 1, but he's held onto the position.
And there's Aarons on the outside of Clark. Aarons finally can show his pace around the Lausitz ring, goes down the inside of Clark, and that's Clark down to P4.
The Campos is falling down the order.
P5, as Atkinson is side by side with him into turn 6, I think.
It is turn 6, but Clark has just about pulled ahead.
But
and all this, that's a nudge by Piccola Miranda.
And
now Herbert is trying to go around. Fascia's dropped down.
Into the points goes the Polish driver. Double.
Fascia's dropped out of the points despite qualifying very well again.
I mean,
and Piccola Miranda and Regis still so Regis was plumb last in the last race, in the feature race, but he's in the points right now. Fascia loses another place, and Weber loses one to Waltrip, and has got a train of cars right behind him.
That's not a train, that's a whole station. Oh, and there's Long touches Weber now, side by side and Long. The Irish driver making enough traction go down.
And look at Xing might try and take advantage of this, maybe go down the inside.
Long still picks the outside. That's going to change to the outside as they're going to go on the oval, on the banking. Yellow
over
flag.
The crest, there's a yellow flag being waved. It's just cars in the pits. Sandra, Graden, and Blanc. Let's see it. Graden was never getting that stopped.
Yeah.
We saw it last race with Thomas.
Yeah,
maybe just maybe Graden would have taken a line that would have kept him on the track, but I think he would have probably.
Yeah, I think she would have probably be a race ban for Graden.
Run off the track.
Already. Meanwhile, look at his train of cars.
Look at Clark is losing another position. Clark is now down into 6th position, having qualified on pole. As well, Valcino has just taken off 6.3 seconds up the road from this battle as Aarons is trying to make
6.8
a bend
actually.
from the last race and was trying to get past Atkinson. Meanwhile, Herbert and Clerk still in this fight. Clerk will be very bitter about losing so many positions so quickly, and he's up the inside of Herbert. And now it turns to the outside and back to the inside. A lot of left-right corners on.
And there's Herbert around the outside. Easy does
Herbert
it.
holds it. Herbert holds it nicely. Speaking of Orlando and Regis go very close together, wheel to wheel down the straight. Regis on the outside. Pickett and Orlando covers it off and holds on to the position.
Fasher covers over Valiak, a very aggressive driver. I mean, Fasher, he's pushing for points.
But turn 9 seems to be the biggest, where the not so much overtakes, but the biggest shift in position. Clerk is at the inside of Herbert. And is this one going to stick? Is it going to stick? Yes, it is. Maybe still on the outside of the Arden.
And now it's on the apron. It's going to be harder, especially
now
on the bank
inside. And well done, Herbert, holding on to that place. Great driving from him. I thought he'd lost it there.
You know, Fasher drops the P10 as Valiak passes him.
And Weber's caught up to this slot already. Started pretty low down the order. He's already caught 12. But we can't even see Valcino on. We can't even see Valcino in these shots. He's just taken off.
I mean, yeah,
into the distance.
Yes, clean air. He's not. Oh, Weber
it's Weber and Waltrip. I just complimented Weber, but he's almost caused a collision there. Great car control for the pair of them. Weber now on the outside of Waltrip at turn 5, and Waltrip's got that position held. Good stuff from Waltrip, holding onto that car after Weber ran into him. But yeah, let's just talk Valcino for a second, because it's with this being a spec series, it's so difficult for a driver to win both races of an event. And I mean, look at him. You can't even see him through the corner. He's so far ahead.
Tomaso onto Atkinson for P2. There he goes.
Tomaso does get second place. And these guys are trying to extend the lead in the constructors over
and the rain
Campos.
Is coming back, I think.
Well, I can't really see any drops just yet.
Yeah, but it's getting darker.
Aaron's punting.
Ooh, Herbert
Atkinson
now.
there. Here comes Herbert on the outside line here, which will eventually turn to the inside. It doesn't seem to be the ideal one, but he's holding on. Now it's the inside.
Clips the
Aaron's
curb,
gives him so much. Aaron's gives him more space, the most space in the world, more than the solar system has, and he manages to get past. Aaron's probably should have been a bit more aggressive there.
Yeah, but Aaron's doesn't. I don't think he wants to.
Oh, and here comes Pico de la They make contact, and that's a spin almost. Half spin, holds onto it.
Clerk nearly loses his wing.
Who's lost a place to Regis. Look at that, Clerk, but now Clerk on the outside of Aaron's. And still Regis trying to hold on in there, and it's an absolute cluster as we saw last race.
Clerk down to P7, Regis trying to find a far away Valiak.
We're roughly at the half distance point here, and Ava Valiak is trying to get past Regis on the inside of turn 6.
Clerk
Regis plays the Uno reverse card and tries to get past Clerk. Also unsuccessful, an awful lot of unsuccessful overtakes. They're 3 wide at turn 8, this can't work. Oh, that's a front wing gone, that's 2 front wings gone. That's Granville, and there was another one flying off as well and into the distance. There were a couple of corner cutters, as you said there. Let's see this.
So let's see, on this back, Long just...
Oh, Long, oh dear, that is really not on for from Long.
But what is he doing? He just goes off.
Has he had a tank slapper on the exit?
I don't know. I mean,
it doesn't look like the cut. No, it looks like he's just turned. That's not a tank slapper. That is,
and that's too good also.
And he's taken out too good too.
Oh, that's going to be a penalty for sure. For Long and now Waltrip trying to make a move on Weber, sends it, and now Long as well. Weber, watch out! Long is quite aggressive here. Yeah, Valcino meanwhile absolutely pulling away.
Yeah, it's up to 8 seconds now. It's already at the last corner.
It's down to 5.
Oh, it's down to 5, sorry, it was from Atkinson.
Valcino is losing time to Tomaso.
He's gaining time on everyone else. He's gaining time on everyone else, but Tomaso has put his foot down.
I mean,
he's catching up.
This race will put Arden high into the standings.
It definitely will. It definitely will. And also, current constructors leaders, Campos, well, they were going into this event, they were the championship leaders. Well, Sunday's not going to get any points. And the Clerk is looking really fragile in 7th, having started on pole. It's really not gone well for Campos this weekend.
Watch Viben, and we have Jean Mondragon still without points. He's gonna lose the lead.
Mondragon is in 15th. He needs to climb 7 places in just under 4 laps. I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think he thinks it's going to happen.
I mean, you know, considering what we saw in the previous races, it's just that survival, you know. This track is really demanding of the drivers. It might not seem this way because it's a road course, but the hairpins really put your brakes to the test and your whole car control. I mean, going for, I think, turn 9, we can see a lot of tank stoppers. We don't block with the fastest lap.
I mean, the left front wheel is the worst hit here.
Yeah,
the left front is the worst hit. From turn 9 is such a fast, long corner. Just that corner alone is enough to give your left front tyre nightmares. Let alone the rest of the track, like this corner here. And now we can see Herbert at turn 13 and into turn 14 back into the oval. Atkinson got really good driving there, but yeah, Tommaso's just taken off.
Again, Tommaso, he did the same thing in Bahrain in the sprint. I think he...
Oh, well, look at the speed. Look at the closing speed of Herbert. He should have gone for that. I think he had so much speed, he could have pulled up alongside. And could have got the position. He's only got 3 more laps to get past Atkinson, with Tommaso
I think he's
just
waiting for the
ahead.
right moment.
I think that was the right moment. It's hard to overtake at turn 1, but it's doable, even without contact. Meanwhile, here's Einar Arons, the Estonian, in the slipstream of Pico della Mirandola, the Italian. Can he get past it? He goes to the inside, nudges him a bit wide, now on the outside, and around the outside onto the inside, and through goes the Carlin, past the Trident, and now the Trident's got the Campos of Clerk to deal with. This is going to get interesting.
Now Herbert on the Atkinson into turn 9.
You talked about finding the right moment. Turns out I was wrong. That was the perfect moment to do it for Herbert, and he does it cleanly. Gets past us now. Clerk is up into 6th. Clerk is back up into 6th. Pico della Mirandola's not going to be messing around. Does he go to the inside? No. Oh, Clerk almost loses control of his car.
There's Fasher trying to get into the points.
Fasher, this is for the final points paying position between Regis and Fasher. Regis had a torrid race last time. He'll be looking to hold on to those, to take something away from this Grand Prix weekend. And so far, he's held on to the place with just 2 laps to go after this one.
And mind you, Regis was leading the penalty points championship. Now I think Graden will do so.
Or Thomas.
No,
Maybe
Graden
Thomas
will, because Graden has 20 penalty points, if I remember correctly, which means she will get the first ever race ban.
Good stuff.
Good stuff indeed. Well, Atkinson losing a lot of time to Herbert. Now Arons is catching up to...
That's wide though from Arons. That corner, turn 5, it's quite difficult because you can get on the power early, you might hit the wall. It's about picking the perfect moment between turn-in and acceleration. Of course, accelerating too early, you're going to spin the rear tyres, you're going to spin the car around.
Yeah, and then add to the treacherous conditions we're in, where it's dry but it's wet, and it's wet but it's dry.
There is still a dry line on this track.
Which means there's still some wet bits, which are quite easy to get into.
Regis has lost the slipstream from Pico della Mirandola. It's 2 seconds now, as Fasher goes down the inside on Regis. And the Russian time driver gets himself up into 8th as the rain has begun to commence again. We might have a 3 wide here between Long, Ivanek and Jijing. This could end in tears.
Doesn't end in tears just yet.
Vorjak is still holding on the position for Jing. Thomas and Chauffeur, what is going on here? Mike Chauffeur on the inside.
9 positions gained from the German though.
Good stuff from Mike Chauffeur. Yeah, he's had another good recovery drive. Again, not quite in the points, which will for sure frustrate him. As these guys start their final lap, Valcino's already onto it. And with the rain coming down, the only thing I can see stopping Valcino right now is just the rain.
Yeah.
But up the inside, Vorjak gave space. Vorjak gave Shing space.
Oh dear.
And now, it's all kicking off here. Mondragon trying to get past Ferraz.
This is not even for points. This is
just for pride. This is just for pride at this point. Weber and Ferraz. Now Ferraz up the inside of Weber and getting past. Good stuff from him. And Ferraz has picked up the 14th place.
Emerson Ferraz, I think the only Brazilian in FJ holding the name of the legendary Emerson Fittipaldi. Maybe he will become one of Emerson Fittipaldi in the future. Who knows?
Mondragon's gone very, very wide, and through goes Chauffeur, but I think we should cut to the front because for the battle for points, our Regis and Fash are still close. And meanwhile,
Yeah,
as all this is happening,
sends it.
or as this is happening, Valcino is coming around the final few corners. Valcino rounds turn 13 and into turn 14 for the last time. He won the feature race miraculously, and he's dominated the sprint from start to finish. And Valcino is going to make it 2 wins out of 2 here at the Lausitz Ring, and takes the lead of the championship surely.
Yeah, and he just destroyed the streak of new drivers.
Tommaso
new winners,
comes
but
home for a
still.
very respectable second place.
Clark
Clark
holds
does
on to
beat
points.
Pico della Mirandola in the end, as
Fasher
Fasher gets the
points.
final points.
Jesus, what a race this was.
It was a short one, but that was pretty chaotic. Just, again, the back markers, as we saw in MMS, the guy's not fighting for points, giving us the best action.
Meanwhile, the battle for the absolute wooden spoon between Granville and Blonde ends in Granville losing out.
Yeah, Granville, I mean, ever since lap 8 on from the first race, it's all gone south from there.
Yeah, I mean, at least
For
he got
him.
the fastest lap.
James.
Meanwhile, Granville again, fastest lap for him. So he gets 2 fastest laps in a row. Yeah, but what a race this was. Valcino absolutely dominated the race. I didn't think this was even possible, but there he is, disputing any doubts I have. So, driver of the day for me is, call me biased, but I'd say Herbert and Valcino. Oh, I have James. Regis nearly pays himself back. Long is the bat of the race. Right, see you, James. I'm just gonna say the usual goodbye line. Next race we are going to Zandvoort for the Dutch Grand Prix. I really hope you will tune into that one, as Zandvoort seems to be one of the more interesting circuits on the calendar. Yeah, that's it from us. See you next time, and be sure to wear your seatbelt and be safe on the roads. Bye bye.